namaste everyone. My name is Abby. Welcome to my channel. Let's begin in tabletop on all fours for our full body stretch practice. It's going to be a pretty quick one, so let's get moving. In table, start to drop your belly, lift your chest, take a big breath in, exhale, tuck your tailbone under and curl the spine away from the floor. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chin. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, curl the spine. 1 more. Back to your tabletop, and then pick up your left leg and send it out to the left side of the room. Plant your foot firmly on the ground and then rock back and forth. So getting probably a pretty big stretch in the inner thigh on the left side. And then walk your hands a little bit further forward. As you lean forward with your legs still out to the left, you can start to drop your hips down toward the ground in cobra, if that feels all right. And then send the hips back towards your right heel. Let's do that 2 more times. Only take it as far as you want to go. If this causes a lot of really uncomfortable pressure around your low back, you don't have to do this movement. And then back to tabletop. Now walk your hands towards your left foot. I'm getting a bit of a side body stretch. Think about especially reaching your right fingertips as far away from you as you can get. Drop the right armpit down toward the floor. And come back to tabletop. Bring the left leg in. Right leg goes out. Rock back and forth. Now walk the hands further forward, allow the hips to drop toward the ground, lift the chest, hips go back toward the left heel 2 more times. Then bring your hands over towards your right foot. This time you're thinking about reaching your left fingertips as far away as you can get them. Drop left armpit toward the floor. Walk your hands back to the center. Right leg comes in, tuck your toes under, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Keep your knees generously bent here. Pedal out the legs side to side. Shake out the head and the neck. Now take your feet out to the width of the mat. Allow your knees to bend more. Send the tailbone up to the sky and push the hands into the floor. Find as much length in the spine as you can. Feel that extra opening behind the knees. You might sway your hips side to side. Walk your hands back to your feet. Toes are pointed outward, heels in. Drop the hips for a low squat. Hands can stay on the ground or you can bring hands to the heart. And feel free to add in a little bit of movement here. I like to sway back and forth, kind of feel out my ankles and toes. Oof, good pop. Now pushing into your heels, just stand all the way up. Reach the arms up toward the sky, mountain pose. Big breath in at the top. And on the exhale, bend the elbows and lift the chest, cactus. Now drop your hands behind you. You can either clasp your hands at your low back or you can grab onto opposite elbows, whichever variation works for you. Once you have that bind, keep your shoulders back. Crown of the head is reaching up toward the ceiling. Then drop your right ear to your right shoulder. Turn your chin down towards your right shoulder, so you're looking down toward the floor. Bring the head back up. Left ear to the left shoulder. Look down toward the floor. Bring the head back up to neutral, and then with a good bend in the knees here, we'll start to fold forward. So this might be the first time you've really done any movement today, so if the hamstrings are still feeling tight, let the knees bend even more. Allow your head to hang heavy. If you have the availability in the shoulders and the chest, take that hand bind and let it fall back behind you as you fold. Allow the head and neck to relax as much as you can. Squeeze the shoulder blades together slightly here so we're staying active in the stretch. Make it work for you. And release your hands down to the mat. Walk yourself out into tabletop again. Drop the knees down toward the floor. Take a moment to settle in there. Turn your fingers out toward the outside edges of the mat or all the way back to face your knees. Push into your fingertips really intentionally and slowly start to rock back and forth. Bring your hands back around to neutral. Sit your hips back to your heels, child's pose, balasana. From here, we'll settle into child's pose in a second, but let's take a right hand underneath the left arm first. Thread the needle. Drop your head down to the floor if you can. 2 more breaths here. And back to the center and switch sides. Come back to the center, child's pose. And let the knees part a little bit further. Relax your forehead down toward the mat. Walk your hands in towards your knees. Sit up tall and tuck the toes under if you'd like to for this last part, and sit back on your heels, or if that's too much, just let the feet lay flat on the ground. Let's take a couple of more breaths here. Roll out the wrists, spread out the fingers. Maybe one more neck roll side to side. And then reach the arms up overhead. Take a big breath in. Exhale, hands together at the heart center. Thank you for allowing me to guide you through this practice. The student and the teacher in me honors the student and teacher in you. Om Shanti 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 Om. See you next time.